and it being 5 o'clock on August 17th, we'll call the August 17th meeting of the West Bridgewater Water Commission to order. Camera on? Okay. First item on the agenda is to review and approve the minutes of the August 3rd meeting.
Motion moved to accept the minutes of August 3rd.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None opposed? I'll give you the right one this time.
Thank you.
Okay, the warrants, abatements, and refunds are being signed as we speak. The abatements they're primarily for the lead and copper sampling that gets done. It's a full bills abatement, so we need more of them, and, anybody wants to volunteer if you're in the right location, and we end up needing more. Takes off $90 off your water bill, so you might want to consider it.
Am I free?
You're supposed to get the 25, but you have to let her know.
They've been taking sampling water from me for years.
Yeah,
It's
but you're
all
a
right.
commissioner, you
We'll
can't do
keep
that.
it that way.
I don't even get a thing.
No?
All right, now our next item on the agenda is the update on the water projects from Tater and Howard. James.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So as we were kind of alluding to, things are winding down at Manley. We've done our kind of final walk through, we've done the final performance test. Everything passed. So we have a couple outstanding housekeeping items. There are a couple items the integrator still owes us. Wayne was kind of alluding to it earlier, but the trending isn't working the way it's supposed to, and he's supposed to be adding modifications or delay to the alarm so that Wayne doesn't get so many nuisance alarms. So, we believe Bisco is trying to get done and out of there, and the complication's been the integrator. So, we'll ping them again this week and make sure, Ben knows we was done and out. We're gonna be getting the next pay application from them. So if we have to tell them we're holding back funds for the integrator, that I would think would light any fires we need to make sure it gets done, because Bisco will be not pleased.
Yeah.
But that's why we have retainage, that's why, it's there, it's to protect, if Wayne has to go hire some other integrator to do it, then more or less Bisco's paying for that, not the water department.
How much are we looking at, James? Are we looking at the 295 mark here, or is it part of that they're looking for, that they would be looking for?
So yeah, they're gonna end up spending the estimate to complete, so the 265, some of it is work that they hadn't asked for, a lot of it is retainage.
Okay.
Cause we're still holding,
Yeah, we gotta
several
figure 'em out.
percent plus the value of the punch list, so,
So is that the 295 number there? Estimate to complete? Plus that.
So for
No.
for Bisco, it's the 265,308. The 298 includes, our final bill as well.
Oh,
Yeah, so we are still a little under budget on the engineering side. But, we do anticipate that full, construction amount is gonna be spent by Bisco. As you know, we did add some work and, traded some scope for some paving and things earlier in the project, so there's no, that's gonna come to the full contract amount. This next pay application is gonna take us to the 95% build. So
The one we just signed tonight?
the next one.
The next one.
So that is, we're gonna need a completion document from Mass DEP to process that one. And pretty much the only thing that's holding that up right now is we're trying to get as-built from our electrical engineer. Our as-built are done, but that needs to go in the package to DEP. So we're just kind of pushing them because we'd like to get that closeout paperwork done at the same time as this last pay application, so that we can really just close the books on the project and be done. So we're pushing that to kind of be simultaneous with this last pay application that we're anticipating will be coming in. And then just kind of to, sum it all up, we are coming in a little under budget on the engineering. We offset a lot of the costs with ARPA funds. The ARPA funds were used for all of the various change order items throughout the entire duration of the project. But there were still ARPA funds left that we used to pay for construction originally anticipated to come out of SRF. So we are seeing a reduction in the principal of the SRF loan, which, as we've mentioned before, is good news, because when we had done our projections on the project, we thought the entire, amount was gonna be the principal of the loan, and then that would have an impact on, future billing rates. But the fact that, we are able to, A, come in under budget on some line items, and then use ARPA funds to offset some costs, the total cost to the customers is lower than projected at the beginning of the project.
Great.
Yeah, about $500,000 under on the loan,
Exactly.
on the loan and loan principal.
Yep.
Worked out.
Anything else on Manly?
Nope. Anybody?
So for Sear Norman, I have an updated summary. I also have an updated 3-week look ahead. So they're still plugging away at getting the final foundation pour good to go. I think last time I was here, we thought the pour was gonna be this week. It's now looking like it's gonna be September 1st. I had a conversation with the contractor to see in his estimation, why is it sliding? And it seems like they underestimated how long it was gonna take the electrician to do all the conduit that is in the slab. It's, I think, those of you who've been on site have seen, there's a lot of rebar to work around as well. So I think it's just been, I think they were a little optimistic with how quickly they were gonna get all that electrical work done. But we do have our electrician, our electrical engineer coming to check the conduit the middle of this week. So the conduit is supposed to be done this week, and then that will allow them to move forward with the additional rebar they need to do next week. So we would anticipate having a third-party rebar inspector and our structural engineer on site, as well as our constant presence on site.
Well, and and to make sure they keep in touch and get the building inspector
So
there.
that will be emphasized again tomorrow
Yep.
morning's meeting. Yes, they'll, I think if they haven't seen the building inspector on site, we may call the building inspector. It's not our responsibility, but we don't want any backlash. So, we're happy to make a call just to make sure that,
Yep.
if Waterline was saying that the inspector is declining to come to site, we just want reassurance that that's the case. That's not a miscommunication or an inability to get in touch with each other.
How about the electrical inspections? That's been going fine? Is that,
So last I had heard, yes, but I'm not sure they've come out and seen any of this conduit yet. So that's something we can ask them about tomorrow at our, tomorrow morning is our monthly progress meeting.
Yep.
The town, the contractor, and the engineer.
okay.
So yeah, it's pretty much, that's the focus, is getting that final pour. I asked what, if any, impacts this slipping of the schedule has had to their overall project schedule, and they said none. That's within kind of the limit of what they thought of where this could land.
From the extension that we gave them a couple meetings
Correct.
ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, they're not looking for any additional schedule adjustments as a result of this pour getting pushed back a couple weeks. Their schedule was optimistic, best case what they were hoping, but their completion date had some wiggle room in it, knowing that not everything is gonna go right every step of the way. So as of today, that was the message they had on the schedule, was that, they're not alarmed by the fact that the electrical conduit took longer, and that pour is happening a little bit later. So in terms of, the budget, this is updated through the latest pay application. As you know, it hasn't come to you for signature yet because their AIS certifications were not in order in time. But I did put in here what that value is, just so it would be the most up-to-date representation of where we're at with the budget.
Do they have the AIS certificates now?
So no.
Okay.
So as of the last email, we got feedback from DEP the end of last week. We shared that with Chris. And Chris acknowledged receipt of the comments, but hasn't provided the new AIS certs yet. We're confident that they'll be able to get them. It's not for products that are non-compliant. It's just that the certificates weren't detailed enough for DEP's approval. In one of them, it looked like the supplier edited the previous letter in a Bluebeam editor as opposed to, and so DEP said, well, how do we know this isn't a forgery? So they rejected that and are making them go back and edit the original document and reissue it. Things like that are what's holding it up. It's not.
Not what they're buying and what they're providing, but just every little detail on the
Yeah.
paperwork.
Yeah, exactly. So those are the types of, technicalities that we're working through. So in terms of the overall project costs, nothing has changed. The only contingency item that we're aware of right now is gonna be the cost for the gas service. We did get a quote for them to do everything was gonna be $28,000 and change, which is, a reasonable cost. It's being paid out of contingency because we didn't have a gas design from the utility during design. They won't do that until they're under contract essentially. So Wayne and Art have been working with us to get, documentation into the gas. We got the design back, reviewed that, approved that, asked them for a price. And so now the next step is gonna be essentially accepting that. But what we talked about was seeing if, if we pull the trenching out of, the utilities costs and see if Waterline wants to do that work, what would that cost? And if Waterline will do it cheaper, then we'll do a change order to Waterline to do that work, and then that would reduce the bill to the utility. It's just a matter of trying to get you the best price for something that was indeterminate at the time of the bid.
Yeah, the only issue I was looking at that, it's about 12 grand worth of trenching work. And depending on how much it saves us, the coordination then becomes between Waterline and the grid. If you read the contract, there's a lot of coordination back and forth when they're doing the trench by somebody else. So unless they're saving us significant money, we're probably better off
Going with.
just
gas,
letting the gas company
Yeah.
do it and
Yep.
not. But see what Waterline comes back and says.
Yeah, I
For
mean,
$12,000 with all the coordination, I'm not sure they're gonna come in much
Yeah, I
under
did
that
talk to
anyway.
Chris and
Come
just
in
said,
at
is this something you guys would be willing to submit a price on? Cause I didn't know if they were gonna say like, we don't want to go back
Yeah.
and forth with them, and they said they would. That being said, we've seen other PCOs from them, and, $12,000 doesn't get you very far.
Tell them we'll go propane. See what they say.
Say
We'll dig
Waterline.
1,000 gallons of
Oh.
propane for 28 grand to dig, to buy their gas. People are doing it, just saying, that's all.
I mean, I'd have to do the math on what your consumption would be, it might be a
Yeah,
lot of
because you have the
propane.
generator, you've got a bigger building. I mean, we use propane where we don't have the gas,
Yeah.
but they're smaller buildings.
Just throwing it out there for discussion, Mr.
Yeah, and
Chairman.
we'd have to have a change order for every little nozzle, for every little thing that burns gas, because the propane won't burn through it.
That,
Immersion kits for everything.
Yeah.
you've got an air conditioner inside of where your heater is.
Move on,
You had to do it.
Tank.
Just had to do it.
move on.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's the only item that we currently are aware of that would, be coming out of your contingency allowance amount. Everything else is, you know, the costs are within, you know, previous projections. But like I said, we have our next meeting
Tomorrow morning.
And then DEP is coming, so hopefully we'll be able to talk to them about some of these AIS certifications, some of the technicalities that they're raising issues with. And, you know, it's mostly between DEP and the contractor at this point, I would say.
But we have to get that squared away or
Well,
else.
right, we have to
Good.
facilitate it getting done
Yeah.
before there are, you know, we don't want there to be things showing up on site that should be paid for, but not have the paperwork to allow the contractor to be paid for that work. 'Cause
And we don't want them delaying getting the stuff on site because that's gonna delay the project, make things go longer.
Exactly, right, if they don't, yeah, we don't want to delay because they can't get a shop drawn, because they don't have a purchase order, because they don't have a change order in place. Yeah, but they continue to say like the driving force for the final completion date is these utilities, so, you know, we will, you know, have to move quickly once we make a decision.
Which way to
And
go.
then I did notice that you guys really were able to take care of the trees for the power line quickly.
Yeah, DPW had the tree guys in town Friday anyway, and Phil just sent them down and they went to,
Yeah, that's beautiful. So the fact that you guys were able to do that quickly, you know, essentially, you know, puts it back in Waterline's court.
Yep.
And the utilities court to stay on schedule, so it's great that you were able to coordinate that.
no, that went pretty easy. Like I said, timing just happened to work out because the company was gonna be in town doing trees anyway,
Right.
so.
Yeah, and the only other utility is Comcast, and essentially, they've
That's
got the
the end.
design, they're good to go, and they said, call us when you've got poles up, so we can get a pole
Yep.
permit. They won't come do any work until the power is in, so, you know, we've done our part, we meaning us in the water department, not getting out of it, to get that utility as far along as we can until the poles are in place. And we'll continue to, you know, facilitate with you guys and help you as needed to get through those utility contracts.
Okay. Any-
And then the only other item I have is our full-time RPR is on vacation this week. Instead of bringing a new person in who's unfamiliar, we're covering it from the office. So, you know, Victor's covering some days, Katie Slowick is covering some days, and
Okay.
Dan. All people who have been on the project since the beginning of construction, and all people who have been on site already.
Yeah,
So
and it's-
you might see different faces, but they're people who are on the project.
And they're only working 4 days a week over there anyway, so it's only covering 4 days.
And the nature of this work is pretty easy, we don't have any pours going on this week, we don't have any below grade utilities that we need to take ties to or do record drawings for, so it really is just oversight, you know, general contract compliance.
Any questions for James?
Nope.
Nope, I have one.
Okay?
The financing, was it EJC
Yeah,
grant? Is there any progress on the waiver to allow us to use it on this project?
so we reached out, essentially, we're gonna have to go at the waiver from a slightly different angle, but EPA seems very open to working with us on it.
What's that EJC?
So this is emerging contaminant grant. They originally gave us $3.1 million, and about $1 million of that is for gap funding over at this project, but it requires BABA. So we had submitted a letter of clarification saying, we're already exempt from BABA for these reasons, can you confirm these existing reasons will apply to you? And they said, no, but we have a process for getting a waiver that we'd be happy to help you through. So we're just now pivoting to the new,
More paperwork.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
it's not our
paperwork's
problem.
worth $1 million, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll obviously do what we can, because we'd rather use it for this project than go back and try to find other creative ways to use it.
Well, yeah, because we have it no matter what.
Yes, so.
It's just, you know, it has to still be used for something to do with that program, so if something in the future came up, it'd be there.
Yeah,
But why, it's better off to use it now, and again, it's money not on the rates that
Exactly.
people have to pay for, so,
yeah, so, I mean, we'll do whatever paperwork we need to do to make sure it doesn't go to waste.
okay.
But like as we talked about, we've secured, you know, $2 million of funding for other projects that are all approved and don't need waivers. And, you know, nearly $1 million of that is reimbursement, so when, you know, this first, I know David's having some issues with getting the document signed. I saw some emails back and forth.
Well, I talked to him, which conversation, I think it was on Friday or Thursday last week, I talked to him, and I think we're through that.
Okay,
I
perfect.
think he said he was gonna sign them and send, the only issue, one of the things that his name was under has to be the treasurer. Something to do with the direct deposit, the money,
Okay,
and he's not, you know, doesn't fall under him, so there's like,
I
that
see.
name had to change on the form.
okay,
But that was the only, we had gotten through everything else, and
Okay.
I thought he was signing it and sending it back,
perfect.
so that
Yeah,
should be.
so then once that's processed, you'll get that first reimbursement check. And, yeah, there's also,
That's not the 980 something that we just got in.
no,
That's a
that
different-
was
that's a
back
separate one.
payment for SRF
Okay, that was,
reimbursements.
okay.
So we're still, unfortunately, they're not just saying, like, yes, your existing waiver applies, they're making us go for a separate waiver. We talked to DEP about it, and she says, yes, we've seen this situation before, they were able to get a waiver. Again, EPA.
And EPA made it sound like, yeah, it's not an issue, we just gotta file,
Yeah.
so, all right,
So we reached out and said, yes, we'd like to go through this, let us know how to start this process.
Yeah.
With EPA. So we'll keep pushing on that.
okay. Anything else?
I don't think so.
We'll see you tomorrow 8 o'clock,
Yeah,
right?
here at 8 AM. I mean, I think you guys picked that time.
No, it's better to get,
Get it over with, right?
no, doing it late, nothing's good, I mean, it's better for them too, that way they're not coming, as it is, they're already working,
Yeah, they're
They're
already
pulling
an
out
hour
from-
into their
yeah.
day before they come over.
so.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, if there's nothing
All
else,
right, thank you.
Hit
Oh,
the road
sorry,
and-
so next month, the, I guess next meeting, I should say.
Tuesday, September 8th.
Okay, so I will not be around that day, so based on, I guess, where the project is, I'll either plan to attend the 22nd and or have another representative, contain Howard
Yeah.
available.
we'll see what we need for,
Cause that's, yeah, cause I'm gone that week. So it's Tuesday that week, Harry,
Oh, yes,
because of Labor Day?
because of
Okay.
Labor Day, yep, that's right.
and then it'll be the 21st, the Monday, the 21st after that.
Okay. Yeah, so 21st I'll definitely be here.
No, so we'll just see what goes on between now and then, and if you need to,
Yeah.
you know, if we need somebody here to go over, yeah, either Jenna or, Katie or whoever.
Yeah, we'll play on that then.
All right,
Alright, thank you, have a good night.
Thanks, James.
okay, next item, the Styles, anything new on the meters?
Nothing that he did respond to my email, I put you as a BBC on that one. So we have received, we sent out 37 in the first batch, all of those came back free. The second batch, we sent out 33 and, trying to find it, and we got back 23 against that, so. They are doing them, it's just that I don't see them, cause if they come in, the guys move them and then I don't know that they got here.
Yeah. But they're not charging us for the ones they're replacing,
Right,
they said.
yeah.
They say, any idea why they're going?
They
They just-
the battery's dead.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. How many more have you sent over there?
Well, we haven't done any because we got caught up with our summertime construction. We're kind of flat out. And then we had a couple of breaks that kind of ate up a lot of our time. That and we have a few buildings going up around town, so that eats up our time too.
Yeah, just a couple. running into any issues on any of the new stuff?
No. The only one is I was surprised, I didn't get a sign off for the car wash, which is open. Usually,
Down on 28?
yeah,
Yeah.
like usually you get a sign off, and that's my time to get at them. And it didn't, I saw they were open on Sunday or Saturday.
Well, they've filed some permits, no inspections have been conducted yet. So if you want, I've got these orange decals, you can go over there and put one on the door and shut the water off.
I would, except we can't find the thing, cause I don't know
Did they
why
pave it
they
over?
tapped it where they tapped it,
They
but
did that to the gas.
the brook comes across and the water main comes across in the brook.
Yeah.
And we have not been able to find their shut off. So
Well, they-
when the vegetation dies down this spring, I'll go in and we'll look again, but
They drilled a well,
I
I
saw
don't
the
know what
well
this-
drilling equipment
so I don't know
in
what's
there.
going on with the status of the well,
Right.
if it's, how it's connected to the building water.
Right,
There hasn't
and
been any
that's-
plumbing permits applied for, so, first inspection I get over there, I'll find out what's going on.
Right,
So it's an existing condition, we can't, reinvent the wheel.
no, but if they have a backflow preventer, I don't think that's on
Oh,
the
they'll be,
list.
they'll be,
Yeah,
but
that's
it's-
why I was hoping for the sign
it's
off.
non-potable and potable water coming into the building, so we
Right,
need to have a
you
complete
can't, the
separation.
two can't be connected.
Right, yep.
Remember, you won't be doing it in the spring.
No, in the fall when the vegetation
Oh,
dies.
okay. All right, superintendent's job description stuff. Finally got through with David and Jeff and with Phil. You've got that in front of you. The main thing, well, there's a bunch of stuff in there. The main thing is that top one is how it's supposed to be organized. It goes with the org chart underneath. I think you have one there too, Wayne, didn't you? I think you made 4. Did you make one for Wayne too?
I made 4, you told me to make
1,
4.
2, 3.
That's okay, I don't need to see it,
All right.
I just know you got 3 months.
Well, no, that's why we've been trying to push to get it moving, and we finally did. First one,
Can we talk about this in public forum, or?
yes, nope, this all gets talked about in public. So no, I checked that
Okay.
ahead of time. So basically, the framework is the same thing as what's down the bottom of the organization chart, with a couple of little changes. The org chart actually says that the
Oh, assistant.
DPW and water superintendent only is preferred for the distribution and treatment licenses. That's been changed to required.
Okay.
Pretty much the rest of what's on the bottom there is what's on those 2 pages that we have. It's the actual, would be the agreement between us and between the Board of Selectmen as to how the thing would run. Essentially, water stays separate under the Water Commissioners. Office staff down here stay under us. There'll be an assistant superintendent. That position will answer back and forth. Well, they'll go back and forth and be working under the water superintendent, DPW director, but answering through to us.
Oh, the assistant will be answering.
The
that.
assistant is
Okay.
answering to us,
And
and
the
we,
water super-
and we go back and forth with the water superintendent
All right.
to go as far as what's going on, what's gonna be planned to be being done, how
Yep.
things are working.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much the one we kinda looked at before and were agreeing to, except you didn't like where we came, kinda how it was between water commissioners and the DPW box. So we added the line, bringing it in under us,
Fantastic.
okay? Pretty much, again, all the rest of that stuff was pretty much set up. Was there anything extra, anything that was changed here? Yeah, when it comes to the superintendent's reviews, we have review procedure, but our review goes to the Board of Selectmen, Because eventually, because that position is actually employed, contracted through the selectman's office.
So we're in charge of salaries for
We're in
assistants
charge.
and all of our,
Yeah.
all of our people, all of our people.
And our input for the superintendent of DPW and water,
Okay.
because that money's gonna be split between the
Yeah.
commission and the board.
Yep,
So this year, it splits mostly DPW, only about 30,000 to us.
Mhm.
But as of the next couple of years, we're gonna split it 50-50 until they figure out if they like, what does the time split really work? And then we can adjust it down the path. So that should, that covers that. And he's responsible for the full budget to both, as far as all the expenditures, everything else. But the budgets are kept separate. We're not combining the budgets of DPW and with water. It's a 3-year contract. And anything to do with vacation time, sick time, et cetera, because he's only got one pool. There won't be a separate, like, vacation time, DPW, vacation time, water. It's all one big one.
yep.
That'll all get handled through the human resources,
Yeah.
town
He's in
administrator.
charge of that now.
And if there's any, if he's taking time, or if he needs to use unpaid time, whatever, we'll get notified.
Yep.
From the administrator. I guess that's what they do with.
That's how I get it with
With
Board of
Casco,
Health.
right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, it's the same way. So the idea would be for us, we're okay with this, to assign this tonight, send it to the selectmen tomorrow, and it's on the selectmen's agenda to go through, and they'll do the same thing, and then once that's done, they'll execute the contract with Phil, and we can advertise for the assistant position. If everyone's on board with doing this.
The only thing, so the word that should it be should, like when we're talking about splitting of the salary, so it says FY '28 budget process should be 50-50 split with it in terms of the compensation. Should we keep that so it's not negotiable next year? They might say, look, it'll be 90-10 or whatever.
That
At
was,
least we can iron
that's,
it out.
that's the wording that they pulled that same wording out of like Deb Taylor's contract as far as, we
Right.
split budget with that, and it says, I asked David, because originally we were talking about negotiating it through, but he wanted to have it, at least have a set number. And if it's way off, we'll just go back and argue about it, that's all. But, we'll see what happens. Because realistically, we don't know what
So
the
why don't we make
split's
it
gonna
shall
be.
instead of should? And that way it'll set it, as opposed to should is questionable, shall be
Well,
shall.
but again, should gives us the opening to renegotiate it.
Yeah,
Shall
you got a
doesn't,
point there, alright.
Who do
right?
you want me to sign, right here?
No, wait, well, yeah, you know what, we'll use that one for the signature page, sign it.
Easy.
Vote, you guys have to vote for it,
Like,
right?
yeah, well,
I make a
You can get
motion
it
that we,
started.
accept the terms of the agreement. for the-
approve the organizational
Yeah.
framework of DPW and water superintendent.
Superintendent.
I second.
Any further discussion? All in,
Motion to accept the organizational framework of the,
of, organizational framework of DPW and water superintendent.
Yeah.
That's how it's worded. Today's the 17th. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Sign that, so we can give that to Kerry. And if you can email this over to David tomorrow morning?
sure, I can do it before I leave.
Okay. That takes care of getting that done. I also gave you basically the job description for both of them. The assistant superintendent position and the regular water one. And there's a copy of the proposed contract, but we don't sign that contract anyway. It basically it goes by the stuff that's in the organizational framework. So. Unless somebody has an objection, we can just have them move along with it.
I don't have an objection.
What?
On the water, assistant water superintendent, do we Do we vote or
Well,
the new superintendent does?
Well, no, it would be the Water Commissioners. We'll add, once, after the selectmen's meeting, make sure they sign, that they actually sign it, so it's going forward. Then we'd advertise for the assistant water superintendent, go through the process, have, Linda would advertise it, probably set either me and Wayne, and if Wayne didn't want to, me and Phil would interview whatever we get for interviews, and then bring the last person or two into the Water Commission for a vote to hire. Same as we'd do if it was, and we're just interviewing to replace Wayne for a superintendent position or for any of the laborer positions. So hopefully, they will, if they approve that night, we can basically, maybe at the end of the week or the beginning of next week, have Linda put the advertisement out. So we're not begging Wayne when he's trying to leave, we can get it moving along enough so it can work. The one other thing is that what they're talking about trying to do is to get him on board as quick as possible. So if, the other thing, if they approve it tonight, or Wednesday night, you, me, and Phil sit down and try to work out what kind of an overlap, as he tries to start learning it, what you do, what you don't do, come up with some kind of a plan, so you're not bumping into each other and bumping heads. I mean, it should be something easy enough to work out.
I'm just gonna give him my computer and my phone,
Well, again, this is why we can,
once he's here.
I don't think it will be a problem to figure it out. But David was, he was wondering about details of how things would work. So if the three of us can sit down one morning, grab a coffee and just go over.
I have a laptop to sit out here, I'm all set for the remaining, it takes almost 2 months to get somebody in, so you
Oh,
only
yeah.
got 30 days after that.
Yep. No, that's,
You applying?
I'm assuming it was not gonna be a problem, but David was wondering details. He's like, work it out.
We'll work it out.
Yep.
It all comes out in the wash.
Yeah, except we wanna have it done so everybody has a nice, there's a good transition and there's no issues going down the road. So, that way everyone's happy, or as happy as they can be. All right, anything else on that anyone would like to bring up?
Negative. Excuse me.
Okay, then, last item on the agenda is River Street.
I haven't had a discussion yet.
Alright, they need to be
I
poked.
need to
Well,
get,
I actually, when I came down on Friday to look at the tree guys getting started, ran into Randy and he mentioned it.
yeah.
Because again, they don't wanna be out there.
No, I
Now,
know, it's, I
They
just
have to
been-
put in 2 connections, we have to set 2 meters, right?
Yeah,
For that,
well,
yeah, so
they
can
have
we,
a meter in
Yeah,
the
in the
barn.
barn, yeah.
but now they have 2 connections, right?
Yeah, but it'll
They gotta
just,
run a couple hundred feet to the house
right, they gotta run to the house.
from the second point.
Oh, so the barn one's already set,
Yeah.
it's just, okay, I misunderstood
Yeah, it just
Randy, I
has to
thought
be
it was 2.
connected.
It's fed from the barn to the house.
Yeah, they gotta run it in, cause it's steel into the
Yeah.
barn. And that's the worry, that it's
Yeah,
steel
so they're
down in
gonna
the
run a
ground,
new
too.
one in the barn,
Yeah,
Right.
right, we
and
just
then the
connect
other
it
one
up.
over the, okay. I mean, you wanna keep it like that, maybe if you don't get to it in the next
I'll-
couple weeks, send them a
it's
letter
been-
and just say.
No, I'll get to it. It's been
Will
very
you?
busy for my work and a couple of the plumbing issues that we have going on around town that I've been dealing with, so.
Yeah,
Plumbing
but you got
inspector.
guys for that
Plumbing
kind
no,
of
no,
thing.
no, not my business. My position is plumbing inspector.
All right. Well, do that.
I will.
Write it down.
I will get, no, it's set in concrete right now. It's good.
Yeah, it's set in the concrete, you can't get it out, that's the problem.
Ray, set will you?
Yeah, we're on
Cameraman.
we're on camera. All right, that's the end of the agenda. Does anyone have anything they wanna bring up for a further discussion at the meeting that we can't vote on, but we can talk about?
So, if we can, So where the Shell station is now, that's being demoed, and they're be putting another building.
Yeah,
So what, they ran a 2-inch service into that, but now.
they've exceeded the square footage, that's why they have to put a fire line.
4-inch, so they're gonna have to cut open
They're gonna have to
106.
cut the road open
Oh my God.
and come across.
And they can't come off on Lincoln Street where we got that 12 to make it, to
Well-
weasel it around the back?
They couldn't get
So-
into the property, I think.
I have a question. So they pulled a permit, they told them what they were gonna do. So why is this a problem? And second of all, why is the fire chief involved in what type of water to put in? The building.
Because of the size of the
I
building
think
and the
that
sprinkler.
it's the square footage of the building. It isn't the occupancy, the amount of people or the flammables in it. It's the square footage of the building
But the
triggering it.
building don't exceed, and if it does exceed, they pulled and designed this building way before they did the road. So why isn't taken care of before the road was done?
Good
Because they
question.
never launched the project. Like, this project is pre-pandemic, it's come back.
But they asked to see if we could move the building back.
Right,
And they went through all the criteria, that the building didn't grow,
right,
it didn't shrink.
right.
So why do we have the stripes on the road? Now we're gonna rip the road up again.
Somebody didn't look at it at that time.
Oops.
But
And
that's
that-
not.
But is the building 7,500 square feet?
I thought it was 7,000.
7,000
Yeah,
square
I
feet?
forget, I saw somewhere.
It's a,
Whatever it is,
Well-
it exceeded it by a couple of hundred square feet, and that's the, I don't know whether it's in the building codes
Yeah.
or it's in the fire codes. I don't know where it is, but that's what triggered it, cause trust me, nobody wants to cut that road
Well,
open.
and if it has to be cut, it's not us.
Right, it's
Wasn't our
not us
fault, we
doing
didn't
it.
do-
But
well,
you do,
it's,
But it's, yeah, I know, we don't know why.
it's, you can't blame it on some Shell.
no, it's not.
They
their
did
fault.
all the paperwork.
Right.
And if we say you can't cut the road,
Oh, they can't, that's not, so that's not an actual law. The town hasn't ever voted a bylaw on that, so they can't stop them.
Oh, the
from cutting road.
moratorium.
There's wording in the bylaw that doesn't say you can't. It just says
Right.
it has to be repaired to the best, whatever that language is.
Yeah.
Better than new type of thing.
I just know when I do work in the city, when we cut that, they want you to go from center line of the trench, 100 and 100, and
Feet?
mill it and pave it.
100, 200 foot
100
wide?
and 100, yeah.
Wow.
That's how they get
Curb
all
to
their-
curb.
That's how they get all their stuff done.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what, the guy's gonna go in there, and cut an 8x8 trench,
Yep.
and
Trench
is
paving.
he gonna infrared it?
Yeah, he's gonna be forced to infrared it.
But it's only an 8x8.
Right, and that's all he's gonna infrared.
It's just,
No, but wasn't,
But that still leaves, you've got a 1-inch steel line under there that's live,
I know.
and you've got a 2-inch copper line under there now that's live. We cut off our end, so they're
but I
cut free.
don't understand, like, I don't know,
just as it got missed at some point, or.
missed.
and
There is
caught
an
now.
emissions.
But thankfully, it wasn't something that we had. Wait, anything else?
Yeah, so we did PFAS testing on all our stations. So you're definitely gonna be adding PFAS train to that building after the fact.
This one?
Yes.
Oh.
Station 1 was 4.59, the limit's gonna be 4.
Yeah.
Station 2 is 5.66. Station 4 was 3.94, but that's not low enough to blend it out.
No, but until they drop it to 4.
Right. It's-
Officially, we're
It's
okay,
not-
but
So I think in 2027, you have to begin mailing, telling people that the DEP letter that tells you you're killing them with the water, but down in the bottom it says this is
this is, yeah.
yeah. And
So
you're
what
not,
do you have to do
Don't
on
panic,
that?
but don't panic.
right,
What is it now?
it's 20 currently, because Mass
It's
is
20.
lower than
Yeah.
the federal.
So what are you gonna add a wing on?
No,
No,
that,
our
we
building
put
was
that, we,
stretched
that's
for
what we
it.
did. One of the things that cost us more on this is we
That's-
stretched the
yeah,
building,
that's why
so we
it
have room
cost
to
more.
put them in.
We stretched it.
But then you just have to get the, you have to do a pilot test on that
Yeah.
specific water to make sure you got the right media. But they've already, they basically already sized everything, so it's just a matter of
So what does that bring it up to?
doing what we did at
4.1?
Manley Street, but we don't have to do a building.
Well, if you average, it'll be above 4, and they really want you at 0. So, it won't be until you're not forced until, I believe, 2029 currently.
That's when the 4
Yeah,
is supposedly gonna drop.
yeah.
And that's the Commonwealth of Mass regulations.
So,
Well, that's federal.
so is New Hampshire and
Yeah.
Maine with Poland Springs, do they comply to our laws?
No, not to Mass. They comply.
So they
to
can
federal.
bring 20 down in bottles of water and we can drink it?
No, it's gonna be federal.
Yeah, the water that they're selling, I think, is down. They're all treating it now.
Right.
If it's not.
No, that's what I'm
tested
asking, are
zero.
they treat,
No.
are they making it to
In
Mass?
2029, it'll be 4. Are they treating it? No. If they don't have to, maybe not. But most of them are treating it because they know it's coming.
No, because there was when it went down to 20, there was a big thing. A couple of the spring water companies had to put in treatment.
They got
because
shut
were-
down.
Got shut down right away, because they were up.
Yeah,
So,
they were way above.
Yeah.
Will it eventually get down to 0?
Well, coming out
Well,
of,
we're coming out of Manly
yeah,
at
when it
0.
comes out of the treatment train, it's basically zero.
At Manly, it's 0.
Yeah. Takes the stuff goes in, goes through that media, and it's gone.
What's below 0? What's after a trillion? That's what
It's
we're at now.
nanograms
4
per
so
liter.
It's
So
How many?
Don't,
It's
You're
it's
zero.
minute.
0 at parts per trillion, but whatever's below parts per trillion, it'll be.
they can't measure it.
Right.
That's
They
small.
can't. That's why. They
When,
can't
now,
measure
when they figure out how to measure it
Yes.
smaller, that might
Yep.
change
I
it
think
again.
4 is their minimum
But-
to take a measure down to.
Yeah, but no, we should be, so we get a couple of years to breathe, and then we'll have to do a treatment train for PFAS.
Maybe 20 years to pay off our debt. Or
Then we'll be
19.
right back again,
19,
Yeah.
yeah.
like a car loan.
Yeah, but there'll be
What's a
more
car
SRF money for that. And there'll be more freebies involved with that, grants and all that, right?
Maybe, maybe not.
No, they're not. They pulled all funding.
Us.
Everything's going to lead and copper. They're not giving out any money except for the cities that didn't deal with their lead. So now they're getting all the grants.
Beautiful.
But in a few years, that might swing. If we can push off doing this,
It might take 10 years. Like they were allowed 10 years. If you have it, you have a 10-year plan. So it'll be about 10 years.
well, that's why we're using all this other free money that we've been able to get as long as we have.
Free
I
money?
got it while it was
We
there
have,
to get.
we had the grants and, you know, that's the principle that we're not paying on
Nope,
those loans.
I agree.
We'll just be spending it in a few years, but at least, again, now you're talking, everything's set up
Yeah.
for those things to go in,
Yep.
and to, you know, when we need to.
Well, we're still probably looking at 4 or 5 million. I mean, that's what
Oh,
Manley
probably.
Street costs us, right? So,
Well, you don't have to do the building. So
Yeah,
you should
there's
be
no-
around
Oh, yeah, yeah,
2 to
right.
3
Yeah,
million.
Yeah, okay.
you open up
Yeah,
the
right.
back, you
Yep.
throw the
Yep.
units in, which are bigger units than Manley Street, I
Yeah.
think. And whatever they have to do for integration so that they run. But we've been through it one time now too, so be in a little better shape,
Well, all right.
all right?
motion to adjourn.
Next meeting is the
Tuesday,
8th,
September
Tuesday,
8th.
September 8th, at 5 PM. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn unless somebody has something else.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.